Guys, I just want to remind you that tickets for the Saving Grace Jungle Fever tour are out now. We are going all over. I'm talking Cardiff, Birmingham, York, Bristol, Southend and Oxford. Anywhere that you can see on the map, your girl will be there. There'll be guests, there'll be performances, and there shall be alcohol. Link in bio. Welcome back to another episode of Saving Grace. Today, we have got Brown Girls Do It Too on the pod. Woo! I'm so excited to have you both.
I'm so excited to be here.
Do you know what else I'm excited about? You've had a baby. Congratulations.
I have had a baby. Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Anytime.
It looks a bit like your dog.
Yeah, a lot of hair.
Yeah, quite hairy. Yeah. Brown, you know.
How is mother life?
It's great. It's so nice. It's hard work. I kind of came in and I had a stain on my trousers and I was like, that could be toddler.
Yes.
Baby sick. Or just a bit of my own milk.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Are you feeding?
Feeding.
Scary.
Yeah, so my tits are going to go really hard halfway through this episode.
Kind of, well, do you know what though? It means you always have like voluptuous boobs.
Oh yeah, although we did
is
a
like a
social
plus.
content video the other day and I was watching it and one of my tits is clearly bigger than the other.
Wow.
Because when you're breastfeeding you have one stud and one dud.
Okay.
One just does all the good stuff and the other one's like, you
Just
kind of
there.
forget to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's like that, but I'm not breastfeeding. Mine's like significantly bigger.
She was amazing. We did three episodes. What is it, on Friday? Yeah, it was Friday.
3 in 1 day.
3 in 1 day. Yeah, so we just shan them out as BBC. That's what they make us do. And she was, she had a breast pump in one of the not the dud boob, the good boob.
Yeah.
And then we had a guest coming in, and she was on the laptop sorting out our script. Hi, and then just
Let me tell you, it's not good to be an Asian woman on public transport, on the train, with
No.
a mechanical device in your shirt. I was worried. I was like, see it sorted?
You
is
need
that what's
like a
happening
little
to me?
sign being like, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's
Not
fine.
a bomb.
Don't have a headscarf near you or on you. Don't say
It was
anything
all
from
quite
the
stressful,
Quran.
but it was fine. It's like
Did you have it on your tit?
Yeah, and then when
oh
you
my
get
God.
the full bit of breast milk, you got this full cup of breast milk that
Yeah.
you just expressed on the train. You're then like, I need to go to the train toilet and pour it down the toilet.
What?
Why?
What,
You're
what
saving
you
it?
do with it? No, I didn't have it. You need to refrigerate that stuff. You need to
Oh,
stick it back
do
to
you? You just put it out the
So you
window.
wasted. So hang on, you expressed it and then you had to throw it away.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels
I
like
was
the
thinking about
worst.
going to find anyone who looked like they were into bodybuilding and being like, this is
Do you
quite good
want,
for you.
yeah. Have you tried it yet?
Oh, yeah. It's quite
Nice.
sweet.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it's like
you
an oat
tried
milk.
it?
No,
You
not
won't?
hers or anyone's.
You could try mine.
I
if you
could.
want.
I would like to
Yeah,
try
I'd
it.
Yeah, I
love
would
to.
say I'm not, maybe not yours because I feel like we're not close enough
We
yet.
just met,
But after this
yeah.
episode, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've always been interested. Does it taste like? I would imagine it tastes like soya milk,
It's kind of
Almond milk.
or maybe an
almond with a dash of oat.
Ooh, that's actually quite nice.
Blank Street Coffee are going to be straight on that now. You can 100% see it. I love that.
It's the new fad. Everyone's like that. I just want breast milk.
I just want breast milk, titty milk for my cereal. I want to go straight back to the beginning. How did you guys know each other? Where did you meet? Tell me all.
We didn't know each other. We were
Brilliant.
put together like the Brown Spice Girls.
You're joking.
In the BBC canteen.
The
yeah.
original X Factor band, podcast band.
Yeah. We're the original McFly.
That was no way.
Yes way.
Well, how did they know you were going to get on?
Well, exactly. Well, I don't think they did.
No,
it was an audition.
There's not many British Asian girls in the media.
Yeah,
who are making
yeah, fair.
contents. They were like, maybe these guys will be all right. I did a podcast with a friend, like under the duvet style podcast, like just experimenting in audio. And I did one episode about sex, and a British Asian network producer heard that episode and was like, never heard a British Asian girl talk like that. Do you want to audition for this thing I'm starting?
And then I got a call saying we're doing this podcast about brown girls having sex. And because he was like, bless him, shout out to our producer Rayhan, he was just like, what's your body count? 'Cause that's what men do.
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, what? and then I think he was talking amongst his colleagues, and I think they genuinely sent out some memo saying, who are the 3 loud gobshite Asian girls we know?
Yeah.
So her name was in the hat, my name was in the hat. Roya, our friend, because it was OG3 people in the first podcast. So they put, and he had separate sort of casting calls, which I now know to be casting calls.
Yeah.
With the 3 of us, and then BBC Canteen is when the magic happened, and then
It was one of those moments where we met each other and we were like, I'm not going to be friends with you. Like,
Yeah.
She didn't fucking like me.
Like, she walked in, she was like really loud and really irritating. I'm like, this is not going to work. I don't know why they're
Not gonna run.
This is awful. And then like just talking about sex really quickly, it just like all of your guards fall down. There's like nothing. It's just you're suddenly really raw with somebody, and then you're like bonded. That's it. It just feels like now this can never end.
Did you find that topic hard to talk about, or were you just going?
No, we went full ham. Like what we were saying earlier, like Grace was saying, the things you couldn't pay us to talk about the things that we talked about fucking series on. Sometimes I'm like, the anal episode, I'm like, I am disgusting.
Yes.
I am gross and vile. Why did you not stop me? But I think it was so, certainly for me, it felt so therapeutic.
Yeah.
And, judgment free. It really felt like it was the three of us in this little sleepover.
Until it gets aired. Yeah, and then you're like, oh.
And we never had editorial control. We heard the episode when everyone else heard the episode.
It's fucking terrifying. Oh
yeah.
my God.
And it's only when we did it, we did 6 episodes and we said, it was lovely to meet you. Goodbye. See you later. See you later. Never thought we'd see each other again. That one reunion.
We'd never bump into each other
Yeah, of
again.
course, yeah.
And then the BPAs happened. Sounds like a fucking STD, but the British Podcast Awards.
Yeah,
and that really
2020.
put us on the map. And I think there is a sort of not resentment. That's not the right word. It was bittersweet because all the success we had. Think about Asian girls, sex in that space. Quite. I don't want to say revolutionary, but for 2 Muslim girls, conservative-ish households. But all of our success came and it was all isolated, and you couldn't really go out and have fun and celebrate your success. It was done through COVID. With someone knocking on our door being like, sorry, you've won.
I was asleep.
She was asleep. She didn't
No way.
She didn't even
Yeah, 'cause
fucking
the
know we
ceremony
won.
was online, and I was like, I'll stay. And then I was like, oh, we've won in the sex and relationships category. That's great.
I'll go to bed. Yeah.
Bed. And then like the next morning, I got like an email from my brother-in-law in America. He was like, The Guardian have just said you've won podcast of the year. And I was like, no, sex and relationships category.
You've got
That
it
was the
wrong.
category. You got it wrong.
And I messaged her at 2-something in the morning being like, I know you're sleeping, but we won. So she found out the next morning. But it was, it's been an interesting journey.
It's been a wild journey.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's quite nice because you've made topics that were very taboo, not very taboo. Like it's like, oh, well, if you guys are talking about this.
Well, this is why we do it, right? It's just to kind of normalize it and make it. I think also with brown girls, brown communities, there's so much shame. And, also we've got all this fucking honor, reputation shit. We don't really talk about sex as much. We're not, really not meant to be
I
fucking
think it's
anyway.
also that like anyone who talks about sex is considered like quite lowbrow and trashy.
Yeah.
But when you like bring our voices to that, sometimes we're like, whoa, they're talking about coming on tits and like patriarchal structures in relationships at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on there.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of people would wish they had that podcast when they were younger. Because my school that I went to was predominantly white. Yeah, there was only a handful of people that were not white. And I think it must be difficult when you've got these things going on, or like you feel a type of way, or even when you were talking about like body hair or whatever, at that time people must feel quite isolated that it doesn't really happen to anyone else. So having that podcast must just be really nice to listen to.
It was really great, I think, for us as well. When we adapted the podcast for the live show, that's when we realized, oh my God, people coming up to about the hair story.
Yeah.
Asian girls and hair is very political.
Yeah.
The Jolene, the shaving the backs, the shaving the fucking fannies. And then all these experiences that speak to like the brown British female experience, but also really universal things that we talk about as women, love, daddy issues, mummy issues, fucking shit that you've got with your best friend, with your partner, with your boyfriend. And certainly when we did the live show, we realized this tribe of women, I mean, predominantly brown women, coming up to us. And then there was a lot of fucking trauma bonding as well. I mean, we'll invite you to the show.
Thank you.
But the show is, it's kind of funny and then it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can
It's
describe
got a
it.
nice mix.
I heard you talking about like doing stuff in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
How different that is. I mean, like it's weird doing stuff to like a live audience of brown women. Because like, have we started a cult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's actually happened? Why are you all here? Like, how did you hear about this? Why are you all here? Like,
Why have you
screaming?
paid to be here? You mugs. What is going on?
Yeah, because when we started to do the live show, we were like, we can't just go and sit and do our podcast on stage.
Yeah,
right? Because,
yeah, 'cause you
like
just do
Asian
that at
girls,
home.
but Asian girls don't go to the theatre.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay money to go and do that. Like, and also we're on the BBC for free.
Yeah.
No one has to pay anything to listen to us. So it's like, well, we got to give them a show.
Give
And we
them something,
certainly do.
yeah.
We certainly do, yeah.
Valentine's Galentine's.
Yes.
What is the vibe for this Valentine's Day? What are you doing? Are you celebrating Galentine's? What is the vibe?
I, as a general rule, have never celebrated Valentine's Day in the history of
This
me being.
is common.
But I think Valentine's Day. I'm more now. Valentine's Day is Galentine's Day.
Of course, yeah.
So like,
But also, Galentine's Day is another thing by the corporate
well,
world.
see, this
Yeah.
is it.
That's just
So then
how
you're
it
just
is,
like,
so.
for fuck's sake.
But I quite like that because it's just an excuse to get pissed. Obviously, you can get pissed any other day, but sometimes it feels like you need a reason so it doesn't look like you've got a problem.
Yes.
So I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Do you think a good Valentine's gift is a sex toy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Helps keep things fresh.
Oh, yes. The cock ring with the vibrating.
Wow.
I've heard so much about this fucking cock.
That was
ring
the
with
only
vibrating
thing I once got and was like, that is fucking great.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Vibrating cock ring.
Yeah.
Noted. Won't help me. Your Valentine's Day isn't the only thing we're saving on this pod. That's right. It's time to talk about one of my favourite things, money and helpful ways to save it, which is the perfect time to tell you about today's sponsor, Revolut. Want to know how you could get £20 from Revolut? Then keep watching. Valentine's is creeping up quicker than you think, but don't worry, that extra 4.5% will help for those extra special gifts. And I'm not talking about flowers. Come on. Open a Revolut savings account for free in seconds and start earning great savings rates, paid daily, no minimum deposits. Withdraw at any time without fees. Plus, if you're spending Valentine's Day alone this year, don't worry. You can still treat yourself with your pockets round up. Do you say you'll set aside money for holidays or date nights each month but never do? Or do you spend your cash far quicker than you think? Spare change is the easiest way to automatically keep your spending in check and allocate money for particular purposes. It helps you curb your spending since it will seem like you're spending more than you actually are. But check your pockets at the end of the month and you will be surprised at how much you've set aside. You can also choose to set spare change for your savings account instead. Spare change is automatically deposited into your savings account. If you buy something, say a coffee, for $3.75, then 25p will automatically be moved from your account into your chosen pocket. If you put the 2 times multiplier on, then 50p will be moved. You can decide how fast you save. Set pocket goals, for example, £200 for holiday flights. Download Revolut with our link, use your card and get £20. You must be 18 plus, T&Cs and an end date applies. Catch them via the link in the description. I was going to ask, so your first series or season, whatever you want to call it, comes out.
Yeah.
What did your families think? Did you tell your families beforehand you were doing it? Like, what was the vibe?
Oh God.
So I don't think my parents still know what I do in my day job.
Incredible.
So it was never really a discussion. Like, I'd just be like, this is another weird thing I've done that they will never understand
They
or
don't
ask
understand,
about.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
gonna ask
that's
me about
classic
it.
Asian parents.
Yeah.
They're just like, well,
Okay.
I paid my bills. I'm not asking you for money, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's fine.
It's fine. But I've got a WhatsApp group with my family, and they and I was going to tell them individually, not in the group chat, individually, hey, I'm doing this sex podcast or this podcast about sex and relationships.
Yeah.
And I hadn't got round to doing it because there was 5 of them, and I was like, that's 5 separate conversations.
quite a lot,
It's long.
yeah.
It's just so long. But then this clip about danger wanking came out. About me danger wanking came out without any context. And so, like, you know, the Shade Borough.
Yeah,
So there's an Asian equivalent called the Desi something, I can't remember. And my sisters saw a clip that went online, and their friends were like, "Is that your sister?" And so all hell broke loose. So 2 of my sisters stopped talking to me for 10 months because of that, because they found out I did this podcast. They are completely cool and chill and now completely on board.
Maybe just shock factor. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
a complete shock to, and it was, you know, Asian Network, they shared things without checking with us. They really didn't do their due diligence, I have to say. But we've gone through a massive journey. I think initially our family members didn't know / weren't happy. But now they've done a sort of 180 and they're like, well, we're not always going to agree. Because sex as a topic, it's so contentious, not just in the brown conservative community, just like how much you say, how much you expose. Sorry, I don't want to make it too fucking serious. Rubina and I, like, we are fucking clowns. We're just total jokers.
If you're relatable as well, that gets you so far. Because it's like, right, people can always see through if you're chatting shit.
Yes.
Or being a bit of a knobhead.
Yeah.
Which I think is great for me. You have an agony aunt bit.
Yeah.
On your pod. What is
Shaggany auntie.
Shaggany. What is the wildest thing you've been sent in?
Oh my God.
There's been so many.
There's been so many. I can't.
I I mean, lots of it's about like, you know, like, should I stay with this guy even though he's got lots of red flags? That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's too much pressure on us. Like, sex advice is much more interesting because obviously we can't give it.
Yeah.
We're not health professionals. Like, oh, that is interesting. What would you do in that scenario?
You definitely look like you've got BV there, so
Yeah.
maybe some cream
maybe
you
some
sort
Caniston.
out. There was one girl who was this white girl who was going out with this Asian guy, and the advice I gave on air is leave him. The family are going to be problematic. Leave him now.
And she was quite good. She was like, it all started really good and we were really getting on and we've been going out for ages. And then suddenly his family just started to like creep into the picture and he started talking about like settling down and he started talking about all these things that I needed to change and like things were shifting. We were like, yeah, that's
Asian.
Okay.
That's all being Asian, babe.
Here
You know
we
what I
go.
mean? Here we go.
Is there any stories you guys have regretted sharing?
Oh, there's everything on the anal episode I regretted sharing.
Does that keep you up at night?
No,
'Cause you've
no,
mentioned
no,
it
not
twice
really,
now.
not really. I regret it because it was so disgusting. The story was, oh my God, am I doing this again? I can't. I actually can't. It's actually disgusting.
I like it when you talked about rimming because I found that like really powerful. Like you did, she told the story about like rimming with her ex-partner and how it's like quite a special thing and that she has to have like a proper wash and like she has a few rimming tokens. It's not something you can just do all the time.
Yeah,
rimming
But I really thought that was really honest and fresh.
So my ex-partner was pretty much there from series 1 to 4 whenever we broke up amicably. He's still a really good friend of mine. And he wasn't embarrassed. He listened to most of the
I was
podcast.
going to say, did he mind?
But
you
the rimming
talking
one
about
was
that?
the one that he found, and he's so chill. He was like embarrassing, and that's the word he used. He wasn't like, he wasn't mad at me. He wasn't like, that was so disrespectful. And you crossed the boundaries. He was like, oh, I was just a bit embarrassed.
That's
and
arguably
that
worse.
made me feel even worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't rim a man's arsehole. Woman's, absolutely I could.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm a fucking hypocrite because so there was this guy, this firefighter, who was obsessed with arse shit. Sorry, let me rephrase. Not shit.
Yeah.
Arse
Yeah.
play, arse stuff.
Thank you for
right?
confirming. Yeah.
So
that could have been a whole different
So
topic.
it was. I'm more in the vaginal hole area, but he was more like that area. But he wanted to do it to me,
Right.
But he also wanted me to do it to him. So I was like, fine.
Right.
So and he's always fucking taking the piss out of me. He's like, you're really vanilla. You talk the game.
And what's wrong with that?
Exactly nothing.
Yeah.
But he obviously did it to rile me up to get me to do the
I'll
arse.
show you. I'm going to put my finger up your bum.
Yeah. So I did.
peer
So here's the
pressure,
thing.
yeah.
I went so far up his bum,
Oh.
like with my tongue and clearly this area here.
And your nose.
Well, and so
Yeah.
the whole day, my
No.
face just smelled like shit.
No.
all day.
Wow.
Because I was just like, what is this smell? And it was
Yeah.
on my nose.
That is awful.
Wow.
It wasn't even the finger because you kind of wash it. You
can wash
obviously
it.
you wash it, but I clearly hadn't washed my face properly.
Yeah,
So the whole day I was just like, what is going on? And he
Yeah.
and he did it.
And he was a
clearly.
firefighter.
He was a firefighter. Yeah, he was, and he had heard the podcast.
Oh.
So he'd gone in being like, so you give it all the chat and you've
Yeah.
got the sex podcast.
yeah.
But I think what happens to him, genuinely, I think he, and I could be wrong if he's hurt, if he is this, he'll.
He's not listening to that.
I think he doesn't get enough women giving it back to him.
To the arse stuff.
Right.
So that's why he was really egging it on, in the chat, really setting the seed. Like, this is what I like.
But men
I
love
like,
a bit of arse stuff because it's all connected to where their G-spot is.
Yeah, but I don't think enough of them admit that they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a shame thing.
Yeah, and then when you are going up there, not that I voluntarily do it all the time. But
Yeah.
if you are going up there, they're like, oh no. But he
Yeah,
was
they're a bit nervous at the start, but then you have to like coax them into it. I
Yeah,
think. And then
yeah.
You're like, you are going to love this.
Yeah, but
do not shy away from this. Do not miss out. Do not live a life without a bit of arse.
Do not
play.
miss out your G spot.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
But I think I'm a massive hypocrite because I like it done to me, but I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I'd do it to you if I was really, if I really liked you and you were special to me. But
Sorry, you stuck your nose up a firefighter's arse.
Yeah.
Is he special to you?
no, but I was just like, well, now
Or you felt like a bit of pressure?
I felt
Yeah.
well, not pressure's
the
not the
pressure
right
of
word.
his arse on your
Well,
face.
yeah.
I mean, I definitely felt that,
Yeah, yeah.
and the smell, and I had to face the consequences for the rest of the day. But I tell you, it was a combination of things. It was the fact that he knew I did this podcast, so you could go around telling people, oh, I had sex with this
Like,
girl.
yeah.
Oh,
and
that
she was
is
all what's that word?
All talk,
all
no
talk,
game.
no,
Yeah.
all talk, no ass play.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna fucking show you.
I'm going to give you ass.
and
play.
I'm
gonna get right in there.
And I did
Mr.
everything
Arseplay.
and never had from him.
My thing that upsets me is why haven't you douched? If you want my tongue up your arsehole,
yeah.
make sure it's clean.
No, I think he did clean it, but maybe I just went too far.
Can I just ask about an asshole? Like, how much
Yeah.
douching do you think gets rid of the smell? Because I think the smell's just.
What I think
Yeah.
is as long as there's no shit up there, I feel like, and maybe use like a baby wipe. I don't really do arse stuff for me. I don't,
Right.
like as in, I'm just, it's
Done
scares-
to you or you doing to them?
done to me.
Yeah.
I can't. If I have a finger in my bum, here we go. It feels like I'm gonna poo myself.
Yeah. I don't enjoy anal sex at all. I don't. But
Yeah.
if I'm with someone, again, someone special, but he wasn't special. But then I was like, okay. There's a myriad of things going on in my head. I was like, he knows I do the podcast.
Yeah.
He's going to tell his mates that I'm all talk, no action. So
Yeah.
I've got to do something. Also, the way he was laying it on thick, I imagine not all women are so forthcoming with arse play,
Yes.
foreplay.
Yeah.
So I did it, but it's not.
It's very hard to clean an asshole. As somebody who
It
wipes
is.
bums, two bums all the time.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old actually, when he does a poo and he comes and tells me he's done a poo, he does this like downward dog position to show me
Wow.
the arsehole so that I can wipe it completely clean.
I'm gonna
nice.
clip this and you can play that back when you're 18. Really, really, that's incredible.
Yes.
I sometimes think about that when I was younger and I'd call up my parents to come wipe my ass. Like, I can't believe that was a thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I couldn't wipe my own ass, but I'd be like, come on.
But the mad thing is, as a parent, you have to celebrate them doing a shit in
It's
the
all-
potty that you have to clean.
Yeah.
So they'll come up to you and be
Yeah.
like, Mama, I did a wee. And you're like, oh, that's great. That's okay. I can clean that one. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Mama, I did a poo. And you literally have to be like, well done.
Yeah.
In your head being like, where am I going to put this shit? This
Yeah.
log, this turd.
Baby shit is basically adult shit, just smaller in
Baby
size,
shit,
right?
it's
smells-
like green, isn't it?
No,
When they're
3-year-old
like,
shit
when
is
they're
shit.
babies,
yeah,
it's
you're
just like
right.
smells of yogurt and it's just like gross. And then when they're 3, when they're eating like a proper diet,
Yeah.
it's a log just like yours or mine.
Yeah,
My
it's a mini
God.
log. It's
A mini log.
Mini log. Smaller anus, so probably a smaller log. A thinner log.
Yeah, that's why I got a small dog. When he shits, I'm like, it's like a
Malteser?
pebble.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
rabbit dropping.
Yeah, and then I also celebrate him, and he's
you?
like, "What the fuck
Well
are you
done.
doing?" Yeah,
Yeah.
just
It's
done a shit.
palatable when it's a tiny dog. Yeah. When
Has
it's
he ever shat on you or your house or?
I will wake up and the puppy pad is right at the end of my bed, and I just want to preface that I have a cream house, all cream.
I can see that for you.
God bless. And I'll wake up and there's like 8 shits around my room, everywhere but the puppy pad.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he just does it to be
knows.
a prick. Yeah, he knows. Hopefully your kids don't do that.
Oh no, I think they kind of know too.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I mean, I'm potty training my 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll pee himself to piss me off. I'll be like,
Ooh.
did you bring spare trousers? I'm like, no,
Ooh.
I didn't actually. Yeah.
That is a fucking brain psychological
they're
move there.
smart.
Yeah.
But it's all mind games now. It's all mind games until they're like 16, I reckon.
You've got to be one step ahead. Are you like auntie?
I am, auntie. They're so adorable, these kids. They're absolutely gorgeous.
I feel like being auntie's better because you get the best part.
Yeah, of course.
You know, when they turn 18, you could probably give them a puff of a vape. You know, you can teach them all the things that are really bad and then leave it back.
I already gave her firstborn a bottle of vodka for his first birthday
that's
to have on his
completely
18th.
fair. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, not to have on his one.
You
That would
come
be
on.
that'd be a terrible.
I didn't know
auntie.
whether vodka kept for that long, but it must, right?
It must do. Come on.
I mean, there's nothing to go off.
Yeah.
Surely.
yeah, it's alcohol. It's like, nah, he'll be fine.
We'll see.
We'll
yeah,
see.
he's in the Priory next year. Do you know one other thing? This could be controversial,
Yeah.
and I want your opinions on it. On the social media post thing, oh, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. You know when someone dies
Right.
and that someone will do a post speaking to the person that's dead, but they can't read it because they're dead?
Do they know that they're dead?
Yeah, so the person's died and they're like,
on this is on their
on
account.
like Instagram. Yeah, I'm not talking
right,
about
right,
like
yeah,
the dog
yeah.
Instagram. I'm talking about actual Instagram. I do find that
Do
bizarre.
they think the internet is like a pathway into the afterlife?
Yeah,
That
I
kind
think they're like, I bet before they go up, they'll just have a quick peek at what everyone's written and then go up. I just find that bizarre. Just say RIP.
Yeah.
Or like a nice message.
That is strange, but then I'd also be kind of excited if that person liked the story.
Could you
They're like,
imagine?
They're still here.
Could you imagine?
From beyond the grave, if your Instagram account just became activated, you'd be like, what's going on here?
But you know what I love though? These people are now doing these funerals where the person's alive.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I
like this.
absolutely,
Yeah.
the narcissistic person in me, that was so hard to get out, would want to do a funeral when I'm still alive.
I would love to see my own.
Well, yeah, I would love to see it.
And I want to sit, but the thing is, I don't know if it has full effect because not everyone would be crying because you're not actually dead yet. I want to see.
No, but you're definitely gonna die. Like, would you do it like maybe? Well, as a society,
Let's
we don't
not
talk about
put that out there. No, but it is true.
As a society, we don't talk about death as much. Like, you know, are you dying within the month? Are you dying within the week? I'm not saying you're going to do your funeral and you don't die for another 10 years, babe. I'm saying
it does feel extreme.
I'm feeling it's happening.
I think people would
imminently.
cry if you created the right ambience around your funeral.
You say it best when you say nothing at all. Ronan Keating playing piano version. That would set the scene.
Let's set the scene.
And then we go from there.
Well, I was talking to someone who is 60 something years old, and he was saying to me, so we were doing this sort of thing, this speed dating event, and he was saying, we had to ask each other, what's the thing that's most surprising about the other person? And he said, I've planned my whole funeral. And I was like, oh, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Why is that? And he said, I'm going to so many funerals now. I think it's mid 60s, and they're so dull and boring and depressing.
So fucking boring.
And he's like, I know what music's going to be played. I know the speeches. It's going to be a party. I want it to feel lively. I want it to feel great. And I'm like, that is such a fucking good idea.
I do agree. And I think if you're someone that likes everything perfect, there's nothing worse than having a shit funeral.
Also,
What a way to go.
What a way to go.
like, I know what you'd say about me, but I want to hear it before I die.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that.
And actually, out of the two of us, I'm the more soppy one. So I'll tell her how much
she's
I love her.
always writing me love letters.
Yeah.
But you know when you want to hear, oh, work colleague. Why is a work colleague in my fucking funeral? But like, your best friend, your sister, that sister that you had a problematic friendship with or relationship with. Like, what are people finally saying in your? Like, I would like.
Do you know what would be a
plan
cool
that.
idea? Right, you find out. Say, okay, you know that thing where it's like you can find out when you die or how you die, and everyone's like, cool, I'm going to find out when I die. You then, before that date, have a big box, and everyone that you know puts in a letter to you in the box, and you read it before you die. So there's no like question.
Oh my God, that is exactly what I'm doing for my 40th.
That is a great idea.
You're joking.
My 40th, when I send out the invitations,
Yeah.
and get an invite,
God
it'll be
bless.
like, don't buy me any presents.
Yeah.
I don't want any fucking presents. And then there'll be a couple of charity links so people can put money towards that if they insist.
Wholesome.
And then I will make everyone write a letter or a card to me about how important I am in their life. Because I never got the wedding I wanted because I was forced into marriage.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if I'm ever going to get married, And the 40th is the closest thing, the big event in my life.
Yeah.
Where and also I'm not going to have kids. I don't have a dog. And I was saying this to
She
Rubina.
hates dogs, by the
Completely.
way.
I'm
She
indifferent
hasn't
to
said
dogs.
anything about it. But
I'm
she doesn't
indifferent.
like them.
I'm indifferent.
I hear you. I used to be
But it's like you want. It's so lame to be saying this, but like your legacy, like you're not going to have kids.
Yeah.
So what is it? How do people see you?
Poppy's 40th. That's what's going to everyone's going to be raving about that forever.
Yeah,
Well,
what
then
are
I'll
you
keep
gonna do
those
for your
letters.
50th?
Well, then if I make it to my 50th, then I probably will. Want
Do you think
presents,
she's going to
actually.
die quite young?
Yeah.
Sometimes I have that feeling too.
Yeah.
But you go at a mile a minute, and I know exactly what you feel. You're just like, there's so much going on. I'm just going to pack it
And
in
I
one
also
day.
just have a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling that I'm going to die in a really embarrassing way.
How, if you could die,
Yeah.
like, would you rather, a game of would you rather die shitting on the toilet?
Okay.
Or would you
Elvis
rather die
style.
Elvis style? Or would you rather die in a really controversial sort of sexual position?
Sexual position,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's very on brand.
Yeah.
Maybe like,
Little choke.
yeah, or like a scissor or something.
Oh,
That's on brand.
wow.
But like, for me, shitting,
Yeah.
I can't even let my girlfriend in the room when I shit because I just know it's going to be a travesty in there. So
Hang on a second. How do we feel about partners being in the same? I would not allow that.
I would totally shit in front of my partner, but
Whoa!
he would leave the room.
I don't mind it when she shits in front of
Yeah,
me, but
I'd be okay with
I
it.
just physically can't shit in front of her. 'cause
I'm sorry. My
Can you
mind.
shit in front of
my-
anyone?
No.
No,
Can you
no,
shit in front of your dog?
Obviously.
No. So we need to go back 2 sets.
Yeah.
So either of you. So you would shit in front of your partner.
If he let me, he'd definitely walk out the room. He's not that kind of
Okay,
guy.
so forget
He
about-
doesn't even like it when I leave the toilet door open. He's like, close
shut
the
that.
door.
But
You don't have a problem shitting in front of him.
No, I shit in front of everyone.
Wow.
I think end the poo shame, you know?
If my shit didn't stink like someone's died, I would also, like, my girlfriend's shit doesn't stink.
It stinks.
No, I promise
Your girlfriend's
you,
shit stinks.
her shit does not stink. So that's why.
So why aren't you going up her anus then?
What does she eat?
Well, who said I haven't? I think it just doesn't really smell. Whereas mine, it's sort of like you need to leave that for 2 to 3 days to just air out.
Do you think we smell our own shit stronger than anyone else smells?
Yeah.
it?
No, I've had confirmation. Trust me, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, mine is pretty horrific.
So I would, but also I didn't fart in front of her for months. She had to physically just be like, fart. You need to fart.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Something about childbirth. Can't hold in my farts anymore.
no.
Just can't do it.
Really?
Just cannot do it. So sometimes I'll be walking down the street just like farting and be like, that's me. That's just me. That's just me. That's who I am now. I'm the farter.
Sometimes when I drink, I do that. I'll be really just comfortable and a bit like pissed, and then a fart will come out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I have no shame, but farting and poo
I've
is the
never heard
one.
you fart. I've heard, did you piss?
Yeah, piss is fine. I think
Yeah.
it's fine. But I think pooing is the last bastion of like we should be. We should be. You should not
How'd you
be.
do one plop.
You could, yeah, but
We
you
shared
might
a
be.
dressing room once and you went
Yeah,
for
yeah,
poo.
sort of, and that's different. I mean, that's sound effects. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't stop. I mean, I could, and I have, and I.
Do you know that's what they do?
tissue
They
down.
put tissue down.
I do that, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But like, sorry, I know we've gone into some lots of arse play
we
stuff here,
must,
but
yeah.
I just
Bum
thought
episode.
I really
Actually,
did
you know
not-
what you should call this episode? Butt Ding Ding. Because the BBC never let us
Yeah, they
call
never
our
let
anal
us do
episode
it.
Butt Ding
And we
Ding.
were so
Maybe you need a
sad.
title
I don't know
suggestion.
if a white person can put that as
Yeah,
a title.
no,
I
no,
don't know if you want to cancel the game.
You're so right. You're so right.
Can we give you approval?
Yeah, I'll put this at the start. No, but I do. Maybe I've seen a lot of girls say I would never fart in front of my partner. Because also, I guess, like, imagine you break up and then it's like, oh my God, what if their last memory? Like, I remember thinking once, I fucking ripped ass in front of Ella. And I went to bed and I was like, oh my God, imagine if she like breaks up with me tomorrow and her last memory is me just fucking clapping cheeks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if that's good.
Oh, but by the time you're with someone for so long, that
Yeah.
shit's just like so
It's
normal.
so
The other day,
irrelevant.
my partner
Yeah.
farted in his sleep.
I do.
Woke
that.
himself up and me.
Yeah.
It was like the own alarm. Like, what? That was you, right? That was you.
I do. At the start, when I wouldn't fart, it would all come out at night, and I would literally wake up thinking someone's breaking in. But it was just my ass. So I was like, "Oh, are you awake?"
I remember when I moved in with my ex-partner for 2 weeks, I thought we were going to break up because I'd kept all the farts in.
Not healthy.
Not healthy.
No.
And we'd eat all the stuff that, this is pre-food education, like gluten, pasta, like he'd make really yummy food and we'd eat late at night. So of course it's sitting there,
Yeah.
my stomach hard as a rock, I'm bloated and like, when there's like 2 stages of fart, it's like the
Yeah.
fart here. And then there's the second stage and then
Yeah.
there's a fart basically
Yeah, you're
just
that's
coming out,
such a good
yeah.
description, like it's slipping down.
Yeah. So here you're
You
just
know
like,
it's coming
It's like,
later.
is it indigestion or is it a fart?
gonna
It's a
pass?
fart. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so it just has to go down slowly. And I was like, I can't do this. And then I let rip. And every time I would fart, we wouldn't have sex because he was like, this is vile.
But you know how
way.
you can like hold in a fart? I can't do that anymore. I just want to let you know I just can't do it. You know how you like sit on a fart?
I
Can't
don't
do that
understand,
anymore.
like-
Just can't do it.
Surely it's the vagina that becomes a bit loose. How's your anus becoming?
The entire pelvic floor is affected.
Did you
by-
have like any rips? Is that
I
maybe
did.
why?
I had two a tear with the first one, tear with the second one. Second degree tear, so slight muscular. Probably about this big.
Maybe that's why. Muscle bit has never repaired.
Oh,
I'm not
it's
gynae-
as
I
they
don't
stitch it
know
up,
what I'm
it's
talking
fine.
about.
It's more just like your whole thing. You're carrying this like heavy baby, and your pelvic floor
Yeah.
gets looser and looser and looser. She didn't know what her pelvic floor was.
I don't know what. Is that where you can clench?
See?
You're in your 20s, maybe you don't need to know yet. You'll find out though.
Really?
No, tell her now. We had a doctor on Brown Girls Do It Too, and she said, you need to be doing this. It was
Is
my
it clench at the Kegels?
Kegels,
Yes.
yeah, exactly,
Kegel.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, she said every morning,
I'm doing it now.
10,
Oh, you've made me think about
Freak
it.
out.
Yeah.
10 in the morning and 10 at night. And she said, imagine you're weeing and you're like gushing to expel the wee, and then you suddenly stop, and that's the sensation.
And also, if you're not worried
Right.
about it now, just Google vaginal prolapse.
Oh, don't do
it
that.
up.
I've heard about that. I've heard of a prolapse. I've heard of prolapse arsehole, but I can only imagine what a pussy is.
Yeah.
That's, to be honest, that's not for me.
No.
Yeah. No. Well,
Nobody
babe,
wants
start it now.
I'm going to do it. Every morning, every night.
yeah,
I'll be
10.
kegling, whatever it is. I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah.
I want to move on to sex trends. Okay.
Okay.
You guys are very sex positive.
Right.
And I want your opinions on the 2025 trends. Are we ready? Oh, raw dogging.
Oh, yeah.
No condom. I don't really like the term raw dogging. It makes me
Yeah.
feel a bit uncomfortable.
Also, are they doing it? Raw dogging is, I guess, the women are consenting to them raw dogging, right?
Yeah,
They know they're
yeah.
doing it without.
That's
Yeah.
you. That's what you do all the time.
Exactly.
You're a
But
no
you
condom
wouldn't go
lady.
up to your partner and be like, fancy raw dogging.
No, I wouldn't call it.
what
I
I
wouldn't give it a
mean?
name. You
No.
have sex without a condom. It's just called sex in my book.
Sleep with her.
I did have we did have this doctor on Brown Girls Do It Too, and I said I cannot be this stupid. I can't be this old and not practice safe sex. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's quite the faff. It's like, is it in this drawer? What's this? Is this one in date?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And then I'm going to open it with my mouth. That's the
Trying to
mouth
be
kiss with- I've
like-
got lube on my lip.
Yeah.
You've got lube on your lip.
I've broken it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is it safe? Is it really safe? And then we put it on and, oh, I've lost my hard on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, should we take it off and try again? Like, it is a faff.
Yeah.
I completely agree with it. I'm a condom girl, though. I like a condom. I think it's really important.
I really rate
When I
you
was
for that.
young and I was sleeping around loads, I was like, no. I like. There was one guy who I got into my bed like 10 times. Never slept with him because he never wanted to use a condom.
Oh,
so I was
wow.
like, no, never gonna use it. And then he went out with my friend one night. She had sex with him.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, did you use a condom? She said no. And I was like, that's disgusting.
Wow.
This is my new 2025 resolution is
Yeah.
really, I just got myself checked out at the STD clinic. The fact that I don't have an STD, my God, is a miracle because I should have all of them by now. And I don't. And so I am now going to
Yeah.
practice safe sex.
Never too late.
Never
Just
too
get the
late.
good condoms. There's like so many good ones out there now.
Do you know what I did the other day? This is really bad. I thought it was lube and it was massage oil. And I could feel the thrush beginning as soon as it was on. And I just thought, oh, this is such a weird sensation. And it felt like my vagina had swollen up.
Oh, ouch.
It's vicious.
Not in a good way.
Also, second to raw dogging, I use that term if I'm going like, I don't use that properly because I'll be like, say, okay, what's a good example? I'm not going to wear a coat out today. I'm just going to raw dog the weather. I use it in that term forgetting what it means. And I think that's dangerous.
You could get
Very,
well, that's
very
true.
dangerous.
Yeah, I kind of thought the term was for people who go on flights and they don't do any entertainment or do any snacks.
Raw dog
They're
in a
just like,
flight.
I'm just going to sit here and just be like masculine, actually. I thought it
Yeah.
was about being like manly, like I'm being manly.
I can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I can be
I-
bored.
I think
Watch me.
we need to get two different words for it because I'll start
How
rumors.
about raw dogging and no condom?
Yeah, do you fancy a no condom tonight?
Do you want no condom tonight?
Yeah, I think that has a better ring than raw dog, to be honest.
Raw dog sounds sinister. It doesn't sound right.
Sounds like a murder, like.
Yeah, it sounds, I don't know. I don't.
You could tease and be like, here's the condom, and then you open it and then you like chuck it out the window.
Yeah, jokes. You fucking thought. Yeah, try that. Let me know. Okay.
Oh, well.
Okay. Oh God. Erogenous zones. An exploration of textures, temperatures, and varied pressures that engage multiple. What the fuck?
I'm so
is an
I'm so
erogenous
into
zone?
this. So basically, this one guy, he put like he got like a necklace, a feather, and some bits of shit he found in my
Feather?
bedroom, and then like went over my vagina with it. Like it was unbelievable. It was so,
Really?
oh
Like
my God,
teasing, not quite
teasing,
there.
not quite there, edging, but not quite there. It was unreal. I don't do that enough because I'm usually like pound.
But I think it's like, how do you discover
Pound
your
down.
own erogenous zones? Like, how do you discover where they are?
I don't understand. I feel like no. I think I can't. I don't like my nips. I'm very ticklish.
Has anyone ever licked your armpit?
I wouldn't let them.
Really?
That is vicious. I'm an anxious girl through and through. No one should ever lick this armpit. It's constantly wet.
Oh my God, it's the hottest thing ever if someone licks your armpit. Like
Really?
melts you everywhere, like crotch melting.
Are we talking about in like the middle of the armpit?
Yeah, just like in the middle, like presses you up against the bed and licks your armpit.
oh my God, that's hot to me.
It's hot.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, if I try this tonight and she's like, what the fuck? I'm be like,
Send us a DM.
I would think that's an erogenous zone.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, because people have different. So my erogenous zones are behind my knees.
Ew, that's where you get eczema, really?
you just
All right, armpit licking lady.
Yeah, it's true. You don't just put deodorant behind
I mean,
the
I don't have eczema here. This bit's fine if you want to know. You want to see it? But so anything around the vaginal area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anus, behind the knee.
Thighs, inner thighs?
Inner thigh, groin.
Oh, yeah, neck.
Not in the ear, but around the ear.
I could do that.
Neck.
I could deal with that.
What else? I love armpit.
Bit of hair pull.
Bit of hair pull. Always
Is this
hair
why
pull.
people use ice cubes in the bedroom?
Yeah, I use ice cubes.
Do you?
Yeah, I put them in my mouth and then I blow the guy, and it's just such a good sensation. Yeah,
Do you
it's really-
still have the ice cube in your
No,
mouth?
because they'd get frostbite probably.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, you
And
gonna
it would be too cold. You want the cold sensation on your tongue, not
Right.
ice cube straight to dick. I don't think.
Wow.
Because it'd be too cold.
You guys really know what you're doing. I'm very
No. We don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I really. This is the thing.
You just got to experiment, I guess, and find the things that you like.
I'm gonna fucking lick an armpit tonight.
do it.
Yeah.
Lick an armpit.
Yeah.
I really recommend that one. That was one
Really?
time that I was like, this is really, yeah.
Yeah, I think also I was a bit of a lazy lay with my ex-partner.
Right.
So I think now, and because I'm dating younger guys,
Yeah.
I'm doing a public service because they're like, I'm fucking a gilf. They're going to tell their mates, and I want them to know that gilf fuck good in
And there
bed.
always
Gilfs.
is a rumour that gilfs and dilfs fuck better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put, I
you're
now,
doing like the
I now
cougar
put my
mythology.
back
Yeah.
into it. I
Yeah.
genuinely, I now physically, literally have to.
Literally.
But it's easy in heterosexual relationships to be lazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you lie there, missionary, and take it.
Oh, guys, yeah, you can't.
So can you tell me about like because I'm bi-curious, I'm not
Yeah.
bisexual, and I know that if I was to, like, there is some, I find it quite scary and intimidating sleeping with a woman because I don't know
That
what the fuck
was
I'm
me.
doing.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
was
what the fuck I'm
me.
doing.
Luckily, though, when I was first with Ella, she would just do everything. So I was like, too shy, too shy. I didn't really know what to do. I was like, but then I was just sort of like, I'll just copy what you do.
Okay.
But it's actually not as difficult because I was watching, like, for research purposes, like lesbian porn. I was like, she puts her index finger there.
Yeah,
All of
yeah,
it's
yeah.
bollocks. Yeah,
Okay.
you just sort of do whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it is intimidating. I remember being fucking terrified.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be the worst night of your life. And it could have been.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm okay now.
Okay, that's really good.
But yeah, it's terrifying. Have you not slept with a woman before?
Well, so here's the thing. 15 years ago, I went down on a woman,
Oh.
and that was possibly one of the most horrific experiences because I was still very much 99.9% straight.
Yeah.
And I'd done that thing where I sprinted before I crawled.
Yeah,
I went,
yeah, you
I
went
went so far.
straight
It was at the
there.
end of a party, end of a whole night. So she'd worked the whole day. We were at a party, so
Disco minge.
it was disco.
Yeah, disco minge.
It was disco, and
Yeah.
I barely knew what I was doing with a dick at that point.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go that far in, and it kind of, if I'm going to be honest, it sort of put me off.
Yeah.
I just wasn't accustomed to this smell, and I just was like, whoa. And then after my ex-partner, I dated a few women, and I would have slept with them, but they didn't want to sleep with me. But they wanted to take it slowly and do all that shit, and I was in my fuck
Yeah, you
girl
don't have
era.
time for that.
I was in my fuck girl era. But now, but also I've learned the way you flirt with women is very different from the way you flirt with guys. And because I'm usually like a bit of a lad, chat shit.
You can't.
rinse.
Yeah,
you can't do
I've
that
learned.
with girls.
I'm like, my flirting is being fucking nasty, like being a bitch to you. And when I first got with Ella, she was like, "Why are you being nasty today?" And I was like, "Oh my god,
I'm being loving."
so sorry. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I love you. Yeah, but it's different.
It's a different kettle of fish, and I
What,
just,
it needs to be nicer.
Yeah, just
What
more
on
like
it?
loving, I think, or like
Yeah.
just more like kind. Whereas also, I think it's because I didn't give a fuck about men.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that must be flirting.
that's literally what I'm like. I can't, if I flirt with a guy now, I'm basically talking to Rubina. It's like it's like I'm talking to a mate.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you.
Friend zone yourself straight
And I'm just
away.
like, oh, yeah. What? Like, it's like laddie banter. It's like
Yeah.
British, like it's just bants. I'm just bantering, and this is my problem. And
Yeah.
she knows this. I go from bantering to like, let me feel your hard cock. You know what I mean? So there's like no in between. It's like
Yeah.
0 to 90.
Yeah.
It's gone in 60 seconds. This has been my problem my
She's
whole
very
life.
fast though, very impressive. Like I remember one
Really?
time we were at a club and we were out and you saw this guy and you were like, that guy's got a symmetrical face. I think I'm going to go home with him. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And then I was like, anyway, I'm going home. So I got kids and anyway, I'll see you later. I had stayed out quite late just for those people that are like judging me as a mum. and then I went home and then she just was like, cool, don't worry, you go, let me put you in a cab. I'm going to go find that guy. Made it happen.
Wow.
Well, this is my problem. Nothing about that though was flirty. I actually said to him, I look better than. I remember what I said. I can't believe I said it.
No, one of your opening lines to him was, you've got a really symmetrical face.
What? That was my opening line. But we were walking past, and he was so beautiful, and I just was like, and we were at a BBC event, and I was wearing this like dowdy dress, like I wasn't in my like slag clothes, club clothes,
Yeah.
And so we were at that event, and then. And I was like, I look so much better than in real life. Like, I look so much better than what I look like right now.
What was strange is that he looked a bit like her.
As in, like,
when, someone's
relate.
like, when Poppy's like, I fancy him, I was like, that's because he looks like you.
Yeah, so
You fancy him because you want to fuck yourself.
Really,
It's true, right?
Theory. But he had this symmetrical face, and I just attacked it like it was like a business thing. It was just so.
I was so impressed with you.
It was so transactional. It wasn't like, but this is the thing. The moment my girlfriends have taught me to eye fuck guys, and I look like I'm having a stroke and I'm foaming at the mouth.
I don't even know what
Exactly.
is eye fucking or like phone sex. I can't do anything technical like that.
You can't do phone
I
sex.
promise you.
What's your game then, Grace? When you're up in the clubs, what are you doing? If you fancy someone, what you?
I don't have. I promise you, in a club is the worst place because I'm like two-stepping, like really stiff. But like when I first met Ella, when she came around my house, I remember being like, yeah, I'll probably just sit on the edge of the bed or something. She got in there and I was like, so like how's your day been? Like, and then I started just chatting so much shit. She was like, what are you doing? And I was just like, I have no game. But apparently she was drawn to that. So it's just people that are drawn to
Yeah, so this is it. So you're so right. This is the problem.
I was wondering if you change your voice in the bedroom because I can't because your voice is like really distinctive.
Thank you.
And I can't imagine
Get
that
up
voice.
then. Yeah. No, I don't. I'd be a bit more like, no, I don't talk in the bedroom either. I don't talk. I'm sorry. I don't.
Do you not talk in the bedroom?
Imagine me being like, you like that? There's no fucking
There is
way.
a tab for that, and I think when you do a spin-off of this podcast, you should just do a
should
whole.
just try it.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't know what to say. I would not know what to say. Even if it makes me want to physically fucking die thinking I would just have like anxiety straight after being like, what did I just say?
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm trying to get better at my eye fucking in game.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I have to. I mean, I can't.
Well-
This. I know what you do because I do the same.
Yeah.
And there's only so many Ellas and men or women that can take that, right?
Yeah,
Most people sit where Rubina might flirt. Actually, how do
I
you
think I
flirt?
mastered my eye fucking as a Muslim child at mosque when you literally can't do anything else. And you're
Apart
like,
from iPhone.
I see you over there in the men's section. I'm like, that's how it works.
That is how it works.
Because you're like, I
is
literally
so
can't
good.
talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even really see me, but I see you.
I see you.
I literally learned
is
about
brilliant.
the birds and bees, periods, sex in Quran class.
Yeah.
What?
In Quran class, and it's true. It's
Wow.
like
That's all you had were your eyes. You weren't allowed to speak.
you just
That's
had
not
to-
true. I'm making it sound like we were really oppressed. Yeah. We were a little bit.
Oh, okay. So like, if I were to eye fuck, how would I do it?
It's like quite an intense stare. And
Right.
then like,
I'm just gonna do it.
and then like, can you wink? Yeah, that was a wink.
You give me. I'm running away from you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I do.
maybe no wink. Maybe no wink.
no wink.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm looking at you, and then the second they look at you, you look away. And then you go back.
Okay,
And you're like, yeah, I was looking
Rubina's
at you.
thinking about a Bollywood film from the 90s. My friends gave me the best note. Here's the best note. They
Okay.
said, okay, this is what eye fucking is. You know that look you make just before you want to have sex? That look you make to someone that you
Guys?
want to fuck?
Yeah. Mine would be. Should we? That would be fine. Is that yours?
I mean, that was more like, should we order a second? That's where I was going with that. Oh, you want to
No, it's like it's a bit like I can't even do it. I can't, but my friends do it, and it's just like so you're on a couch, you're making out with a guy or a girl, and it's that look that you're making. You know, your things are coming off, and it's that
Things
look
are
you
coming
give
off, yeah.
when you're like, it's on.
It's exactly that. It's like a little nod,
Yes.
as if you're nodding your face to say yes, but you're not nodding.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
non-verbal.
Like the yes eyes. It's consensual eyes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
consensual
It's- yeah.
eyes.
Which I still
Right.
fuck up and look like I'm having a stroke.
I'm gonna do it. Just zoom in.
You look like an Italian man wanting another slice of pizza, but saying the first pizza was great.
You want that last slice?
Yeah.
yeah, that is me.
You know what it is, babe? I think there's a bit too much head
There's too
movement.
much movement.
It's just the eyes.
I know
I'm
you're
like,
with
what's
Asians,
that?
but you don't need to Indian head bob
Like,
for us.
what was that bloke's name? The dog? Churchill.
Oh, Churchill.
I'm giving
Yeah.
I need to
Still.
stop that.
It's stop, and
Yeah.
it's just the eyes. Like now it's like now you're giving me French man. Like, I was like, "Wee,
not
yeah."
fucking do it. I just maybe need to, I don't know.
You know what? Stick to what you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last one is erotic escapism.
Like an escape room.
It says the rise of erotic novels. Let me fucking tell you my stance on this before you tell me yours, yeah? 365 days, fucking, what was that other one? The sex film.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. All of that shit, I think, is the most diabolical. I can't even watch people do kiss challenges on Love Island. It makes me want to physically die, knowing that there's a camera there, and they're faking shagging. Oh my God, it makes me want to die. Yeah, that's my stance. You carry on.
So you don't even enjoy watching sex scenes in cinema?
I think they're unnecessary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do. You know when it's like, oh, fucking hell, now everyone in this room is trying not to look at each other because we all know this is happening. It didn't need to happen.
Oh, interesting.
So you don't watch porn then?
I'm not really a porn girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it really bizarre.
Well, how do people get their rocks off then? If you
don't like it 'cause
if you
it's
were the
fake,
leader
you
of
only
the
would like
free
it if
world
it's
and you
real.
banned it all, where would we go?
I'd say just have a fucking danger wank.
Been there, done that. Had two sisters not
bring
talk
it
to me.
back up. I would just say, look, I think, porn or whatever, fine. But in like a film, I just find it so cringe. Like 365 Days was the cringy, baby girl. What? Do you know what I mean?
What's that film?
It's this guy, he kidnaps this woman. He's like this Italian bloke, I think. I don't know. And he kidnaps her and he's like, if you like fall in love with me after a year, you can go, or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course, she starts fucking him on day one, and he's like, baby girl, like doing all this BDSM shit to her. And I was just like, what is going on?
That sounds like a really bad film, though.
And I think 50 Shades of Grey was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
I haven't actually watched the whole film. I watched bits of it. I wouldn't watch it because I just think it's really, I don't know, it's not really fun. But I do love a good sex scene.
I love a good sex scene.
If it's
on
done
cinema.
really well.
I've never masturbated to a sex scene on film, though, or TV. Like, it's definitely from the book. The book is the source of masturbation.
Yeah,
for most
erotic
people.
novels are amazing.
Because the book is something you do privately and probably in a
also,
room.
you use your own
quietly.
imagination for it when you read it.
So are you reading while going for it? Because
Very difficult to do.
Yeah,
Very difficult.
it's not.
Turning a
Patting
page,
your head, rubbing your
turning
belly.
a page, hand. You need two hands for
That's
a
a
book.
lot. You need a Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a Kindle.
Well, what you could do is you read it, bank it, and then do it up, think about it, and then revisit
Actually, that
it.
is one thing I love about masturbating. Your like catalogue that you can go through.
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
head.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, what am I going to use?
Because I don't use that much. I don't use porn at all. Actually, it's all imagination.
Yeah.
But it's all from my imagination and things that I've read or things that I've seen.
The good thing about that film was like she was also eating loads of spaghetti bolognese the whole time.
Right.
And she was one of those people that when they cried, she'd also have like snot nose. And so it was all so visceral. Like she was just juicing everywhere all the time and then
goodness
eating
me.
spaghetti bolognese and then scissoring this. I mean,
We're not
was
really winning you over on this, but let's just say the maybe TV screen is not for you.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I would definitely try reading like erotic novels because I
Yeah,
think
you
that
might be
could
into
be
that.
something.
Do you read it on if you're in public? Like, because you know, if
No.
you think someone
No.
knows this book and they know.
No, I wouldn't.
that's like
read it
those
in
people that didn't want to read the Harry Potter, so they had like a different cover, like a better cover around it.
Yeah,
Like, no, I don't think I'd take erotic novels out because you wouldn't want to. Like, my fear is getting really horny in public, just accidentally getting horny when you're like, oh, just I feel like I really want to do it now.
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone can see.
Everyone
Also,
knows.
but also, it's a very private thing, isn't it? You wouldn't want people to know necessarily. You'd want it to be just a thing that you experience yourself.
Yeah.
No,
Unless you're trying to like hook up, like unless you're single and you think that's a great way to pick up guys.
Reading like
Yeah.
doing the eyes with the novel.
Yes.
There you
Right.
go.
Novel.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe a wink. Can you? Sorry, he's falling off the side.
Oh no.
Sir. Okay, our other one, sorry, could you just go up a quick sec? Sober sex, don't get me started on that. Open relationships.
Yeah, I'm very into that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Ethically non-monogamous relationships, open relationships. Yeah.
Jealousy?
Not on my part.
Wow.
But I've not met anyone. There's no fucker wants to do it. This is the fucking problem. This is my problem.
Yeah.
I don't meet many men who are into it. This has always been my problem.
Which surprises me, actually.
Yeah, I'm anti it. I'm not anti it. Do what you want with your time, but it's not going to work for me.
No.
It's really difficult just having one relationship and making that be good. I can't imagine putting that same effort. But then basically what you're doing is doing all these like half relationships where you're not actually giving everyone, because you can't give like
No, you
6
can't.
people all of
But
your...
the way I would do it is not like, so polyamory is like multiple partners,
Yeah.
right? My idea of an ethically non-monogamous relationship is you have one partner, one main partner, and then that you give them your everything, physical and sexual and emotional. But then the other people that you have, it's just physical. Because what people don't tell you, and I know you're in a long-term relationship with your partner and things are going well, but like with my ex-partner, you maintaining a long-term relationship, when it gets stale, when it gets boring, when it gets samey and it's the same sex, it's the same patter, you kind of want something a little bit different. It's like having the same it's like having the same food on the menu for ages and ages. So I would like to do an open relationship, but I don't find many people.
But I think if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're giving you a different menu every 2 years, they're not going to give you a different menu every day. Just it's really hard to do that.
But that's the thing. But this is the thing. People don't know this. You can open and close open relationships. You can do it for a month and then close it for years. You can do it for a weekend. And, you know what I mean? It completely depends. on the
actually, I
couple.
do love the idea of a veto weekend.
Exactly.
Actually,
Someone's on a
sounds really
fucking 180. Do you know what I mean?
I am.
Absolutely not, guys. Absolutely not.
So you know, like if you get invited to like a hen do or something,
Exactly.
and you're in like Barcelona, and you're like, who would know?
Who would know? He's fit, horny, you're up for it, you're 5 gins in, fucking go for it.
Veto weekend, actually, I've changed my mind.
Jealous. I would
Really?
My God. And the thought of even just sex, I'd be like, did you moan more with them? I would, there's no way.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm not even changing my mind on that.
How long
That
have you
is,
been? How long have you been with your partner?
10 months.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's,
See,
early
I
days.
don't think open relationships are necessarily something for new, fresh relationships. I think it's something you do 5, 6 years. There's no hard and fast rule, but for me, when you're meeting someone for the first time, like 10 months is still quite new. You're still so enwrapped, like you're so obsessed with each other, finding out all this stuff about each other. It's for like later down the line, whether it's a veto weekend, whether it's a 6-month thing, whether it's an open and close every once in a while, or whether it's like when we go on holidays or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Because I know more people who are monogamous who are cheating. I know more people who are in monogamous
A lot of
relationships
people do
who are
cheat.
miserable.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
people who are in monogamous relationships with kids who don't want to be with their partners, but they are there for the kids. I know. So there's 8 billion, 10 billion people in the world. Monogamy doesn't work for everyone. And there are different ways to do it. And I just don't know why more people don't open up their minds and try because who's to say monogamy's work? There's so many people who come together and then break up. It's literally what happens. Anyway, that's I'm flying the flag
Food
for
for thought. If
opening.
any of you have tried that, please can you let me know? Because I want to know your thoughts. I'd love that. You know what I've always been interested in? I've never wanted to do it, but I've wanted to look in on a swingers party.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck's going on there?
Walk in.
Yeah.
It's true. Like there's
What-
sex clubs too.
What do you do if you're not involved with someone? You just sit there?
Yeah, you can probably just watch.
Ooh, Lord.
Have you ever been to like a strip club?
I've been to the box.
Oh yeah.
So
That's where you hooked up with symmetrical face guy.
oh, you should have started off with that. Then. Now I get
You know,
it.
it's so weird being on your podcast because we're not allowed to talk about any brands or names or anything on ours. So I'm just in my mind. I'm like,
Don't say it.
I can't say it, but it's like, I mean, I've been wanting to go to a sex party forever, but and depending on which like organization or company you use, they're very respectful. Well, this is what my friends who've been to sex parties say. There's
Did
these
you
sort of
find them like Gumtree? Where'd you
no,
go?
I would not be going to any sex party that's been listed on Gumtree. Please don't do
I
that.
just wouldn't know.
Don't do that. Well, there's a really good one called Club Verboten. They're amazing. I was
Ooh,
going
it
to do
sounds like German.
Yeah, it's German, and they do things fucking properly, like they're fucking club nights. You know what I mean? They're not fucking around. They have these people that go around. They're really
of a sex
efficient.
party.
They're so efficient. But they're not called police officers. This is a horrible word I'm using. But they have people within the sex party that go around to make sure women and men are safe.
Oh.
And that you don't. Yeah, it's like a proper fucking operation, and it sounds like I'm making it sound like work, but it's not. And then there's the other one called Killing Kitchens. I mean, there's so many different. Torture Gardens is another one. I mean,
I
don't
don't
be
know if I
scared.
like the sound of that one.
Yeah, don't be. But
Thank God.
but I wouldn't be going on any Gumtree or Dogging Tails.
You
Yeah.
could just set up your
yeah.
own. If you were like, if I'm going to have a sex party, you're going to have a house party, you hire a house, you get all your fans to come out. Imagine. You'd be like, I'm just going to watch.
You know what, babe? You know what, babe? It's like what happens. Imagine you go to a house party that's absolutely like popping off, right? And then you go into a bedroom and people are having it.
Right.
It's probably like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Like, and then you could choose to get involved. I mean, those two people were just probably having it themselves. But with a sex party, it's like you could choose to probably get involved if you wanted to, or if you wanted to watch, or if you didn't want to watch and you wanted to be just having a drink or having fun or partying, then you could do that.
Wow.
I mean, I talk as though I'm
That
into
is
one.
mad.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
I've researched it so many. I've really wanted to go.
I wonder if any, like, you know, if you're a celebrity, if you just like, imagine
You would not go if you were a celebrity.
I was going to say, I wouldn't even want to name a random celebrity to say that they go to a swinger party, but say like fucking Reese Witherspoon rocked up to a swingers party. Could she even do that? Probably not.
Yes, in Ibiza, in like places like Ibiza, you have those types of parties for like the super rich and famous.
Also, have you seen Eyes Wide Shut? Tom
No,
Cruise,
I've
Nicole
heard
Kidman
about this,
film.
though.
You should watch it. Stanley Kubrick's great. It's very fun, and there's a big sex party in it, and they all wear masks.
Yeah.
So you can't see who you're shagging.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But also, if they're super exclusive, like imagine Raya hosting a sex party, you'd have to sign things, NDAs. You'd have to give
Show
your
your
phone
blue
up.
tick.
Yeah, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it would be really, you wouldn't want the other person to turn up. But the rich and famous are fucking going to sex parties. It's standard. They're just not calling it sex parties.
Just a meeting.
People fuck. If normal people are fucking, rich people are fucking.
Yeah, like the original Playboy.
Yeah.
That was the original swingers party.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like we've spoken about a lot today.
We went from arse play to sex parties to erotic novels to back to arse play again.
I've learnt a lot actually.
Kegel exercises. That's what I learned on Friday.
Get clenching, lick an armpit,
Lick an armpit.
and don't go on Gumtree.
Do not,
Not
go on Gumtree. But as a documentary idea, and I would love to direct you in this.
Yeah.
If you did,
Oh, what a
that
shout.
would be so
What a shout.
fucking hilarious.
Commission it.
Please,
Commission
I
it.
beg of you.
That would be great.
What would your ad say? You'd get so many. You'd have to filter them. Like you'd have to filter
You think?
the people. Yeah, you're like so successful. People love you, so you'd have to be like, what are you saying? What are you looking out for?
Yeah.
What kind of people do you want? You could set all that out. You could say
You're going to set up a sex party and put it on Gumtree. Have I missed something?
yes, and I'm
then
directing it.
I'm going to go to one with a blindfold on. So, Ella, don't worry, I won't watch. See how it all runs. Then I'm going to fucking do my own.
Yes.
Host it.
Love it.
Not participate, because that's weird. And then let everyone know what that was like.
Yeah.
And what to look out for, what not to look out
And your
for.
set could be something like this.
Yeah. Just with like cocks hanging down and tits from the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds really
like
like
that.
Torture Garden now. With
Yeah.
body bits hanging up. But yeah, sure, whatever floats your boat.
To finish, I always ask my guests, what one bit of advice would you give to save grace?
Ooh. To you?
That's me, yeah.
I suddenly had a moment of like, to you?
To me.
Not to her, or her, to you. I'm going to take her one and say, lick the armpit.
Lick
Do
the
it.
armpit.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, you know what? You say lick the armpit. I am going to say to you, read an erotic novel.
Okay.
Okay, give it a chance, because I think there's something about you watching something with someone else that kind of cringes you out a bit. Clearly, you know, with the sex scenes.
Yeah.
Read a good erotic novel, because it
Okay.
really does
things.
It does things.
And I think you were right about the Kindle, because I remember being a kid and just putting my chin on the book to keep it open, because it's really hard otherwise.
Yeah,
You can't need both your hands. I haven't read an erotic novel in ages, but when I was a teenager, that's all I did.
Modern day.
Yeah,
This is modern
Kindle.
day technology.
Exactly.
Get a Kindle and
Get a
fucking
Kindle.
have one out. Love that. You guys have been amazing. Anything you guys would like to promote while you're here?
Yes,
The
we
pods?
would actually.
Go on.
We have our new Soho dates coming out. Soho Walthamstow. So Brown Girls Do It Too live.
Yes, the week of the 8th of September.
8th to the 16th at Soho Walthamstow.
Brand new venue. It's our live show, and our podcast is coming out. Well, we've got a new series out.
Come on.
Yeah, 31st.
And we've got a condom brand coming out. No, we don't. But
Oh,
you
I
know,
was
we don't.
you know,
we don't.
manifest.
That would be good, actually. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Thank you so much for having us,
for
by the
having
way.
us.
Thank you for coming on. You've been amazing.
Yeah. Bucket list here. Done.
You are. If you've been watching, give it a like, subscribe. If you've been listening, give it a follow and a 5-star review. Bye.